Pittsburgh is a big little city, so it facilitates all the major amenities of a major city. But it's very cultural, it's very neighborhood, it's very small and home and family feeling. I think it's a great town to raise kids, a great town to have a family, and it has really good food.
So some of the challenges and things that that I saw immediately when I started with the Parking Authority in 2005 was that we were not only the low-cost provider, we were the very, very low-cost provider.
State parking was at all single-space meters on the street. Rates started to increase enough where quarters seemed to be an issue, and the public wanted an alternative way to pay other than cash.
And in our higher revenue areas, like downtown in Oakland, they were $3 an hour at the time, or $4 an hour at the time. And people would have to walk around with multiple rolls of quarters.
When we went that way, we did a lot of due diligence. We even brought a consultant on board. We looked at all the options that were out there: pay and display, pay by space, multi-space meters, and even the smart single space meters. When we did that, we issued an RFP, brought them in, and through that we were intrigued with the pay by plate. Halfway through the process, we rejected all bids and went out strictly for pay by plate. We were the first agency in the U.S. to bring G-Techna in to the U.S. out of Canada, and we have a strong relationship with them, and they custom built our system, and they do work with us well when we have issues that arise. So there was really no question who was going to run the back office system after we picked a meter vendor.
The mobile system, Park Mobile, feeds into the Calais system, which is the meters and the back office of the meters. And then that all feeds into the G-Techna system, which is our essential enforcement and the heart of what we need to do. So everything is in real time. Everything gets pushed to G-Techna so the officers can check a plate and in turn write a ticket if needed.
We're testing the heartbeats of the meters every 3 minutes. If it's not sent, a heartbeat's not sent, we know the meter's down, it's not communicating. We'll put a circumference around that meter. Everything in that area will come up paid, so no one who pays gets a ticket. We wanted to build up compliance rather than issue tickets. So we're trying to give the benefit to the parker, knowing that they made the payment, so their intent was not to beat the system. So we'll give them credit for that.
I think the biggest challenges are making sure that our users are comfortable with the new technology.
Which we actually had, they were called meter greeters whenever we implemented an install in an area. So they would help people use the meters. We gave keychains so people could remember their license plates. But then once they realized that they could start using credit cards and things like that, and they wouldn't have to walk around with a roll of quarters or 2 rolls of quarters to park in certain areas, people definitely saw it as a good change.
So it cuts time on enforcement. It allows us to cover more areas than we would be manually, but it also gets our customers in the habit of not having to have that piece of paper tied or connected to a piece of paper. We're still pretty much a really small staff, and to be able to cover as much area as we need to in the Pittsburgh proper, we need all the people we can get. So LPR has been really helpful in making sure that we can manage our folks more effectively.
I think the first initial benefits were for the end user. It made it more convenient for them to pay for their parking, whether it was the quarter or the credit card, or the ease of paying at any meter you headed to. You didn't have to go out of your way.
They love being able to go on their phones and finding where the open parking lots are, finding what the rates are going to be, and then being able to follow up and pay for their parking via their phone. So it makes it almost a one-stop shop that they carry with them all the time.
But with the pay-by-plate, I would highly recommend that going forward to any municipality or universities or anyone using on-street parking.
I'm excited about what we're going to end up doing next. So pay-by-plate has been awesome.
We have migrated with them from a software, very basic software enforcement solution to what they have today, which I think is probably one of the best on the market.
Now, in these days when everybody does everything with their smartphone, we want to start integrating a lot of the equipment to that and add physical hardware that we're going to need to do so we can adopt a lot of these new technologies and systems that are out there.
I would like to see ticket by mail in the near future. Could be two options. The LPR could be on our enforcement vehicle or on a street cleaner. Every vehicle it passes is in violation, so that's the easiest one to implement it with. And then we just come back, then download the information the next day, verify the ticket was legitimate with our officers, and send it out the next day.